Welcome to Combat Empire, your home for the biggest stories, wildest moments, and most intense breakdowns in UFC, MMA, and boxing. If you enjoy fight news, predictions, drama, and breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe and help the channel keep growing. Every single subscribe helps us bring you even bigger combat sports content every week. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the video, because things are about to get violent inside the fight world.
This Conor McGregor fight in July is going to be fucking bananas. It's going to be bananas. I mean, people are going to go crazy for the return of Conor McGregor because he's a giant personality.
But don't expect the same thing.
How could
you
it
just
be?
can't.
He hasn't fought in 5 years,
That's
right?
exactly it.
It's been 5 years.
And that's the problem.
It might be more.
Because
Most
they're going
of
to
the time
all
it's
expect that.
I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6, I think.
It might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be.
I think it was
it's
July.
5. I think it's 5 right now.
Are we expecting to see a Conor that looked like Nate this last fight? Or are we expecting to see a better Conor than someone that looked like Nate? Because Nate did not look good.
No,
Well,
Mike Perry did.
And
Mike Perry looked like a fucking murderer.
You know what I mean? Like
Mike Perry is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
and this is
Such a savage.
You take a look at that, and when you're taking an older fighter, which Nate is now, and you're
21. You're 5 fucking years ago, July. So it literally will be 6 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when you're
it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years.
When you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway isn't
he's young.
that much younger than
No,
Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
Max.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This
It's
is 170.
170.
But
Yeah.
honestly,
But
he
that's
might
even better.
be
No
better.
weight cutting at all.
Just no weight cut, just kind of walk around.
And also, knowing this is such a high pro. I said recently that I think if the Conor McGregor who beat Eddie Alvarez faced Khabib, it would have been a completely different fight.
I probably said that.
I don't remember who it was, but I listened to that and I said, you know what? I think that's true.
How do you solve that?
I think he was a
wrestling,
different guy.
Different
but I think
guy.
he was a
His-
different guy. He was a fucking animal.
Space management.
I think it was Castano that said that.
Yeah, but your wrestling.
Fucking around. That's coach.
Khabib's wrestling doesn't care about that. I mean, once he closed distance, it'd be a problem for Conor.
Oh, it's always going to be a problem, but Conor was so fucking good on his feet back then.
So good. So elusive.
After spending years away from the octagon, Conor McGregor appears more determined than ever to prove that he still belongs among the elite of mixed martial arts. With his highly anticipated showdown against Max Holloway drawing closer, every training session, every interview, and every piece of footage released from his camp has only fueled the excitement surrounding his return.
Wild to see, like, it's like when Conor knocked out Jose Aldo. You ever see that shit?
Yeah.
Where he was practicing that? He was like, no doubt.
But he was better than Conor overall. Because his wrestling
His career
defense,
was certainly better than Conor's.
way better.
But the thing about Conor is, in that first round particularly, he's so explosive and so quick.
timing too.
Yes.
He comes in with the timing on fucking like dialed right in.
And that touch of death. He's got these big ass hands and he just fucking launches them at people. In that first round, he's one of the most dangerous guys alive.
For sure.
He's so good. And it's just, I wonder how he's going to come back with that leg break. Here it is. Here's him practicing. Like he's doing like how Aldo moves, and then he's doing how he moves. Bam!
The pressure couldn't be much greater. Fans aren't simply waiting to see Conor McGregor compete again. They're waiting to discover whether the version stepping back into the cage still possesses the qualities that once made him the biggest star the sport has ever produced. Inside the gym, McGregor looks completely locked in. Every striking combination is thrown with intent. Every movement appears calculated, and every sparring session seems to reinforce the message he's been repeating for months. He believes he's ready. Not just ready to return, but ready to remind the MMA world exactly who he is. Joe Rogan is among the many voices who have weighed in on McGregor's comeback, and his perspective highlights something few fighters have ever been able to accomplish. According to Rogan, Conor McGregor transcended mixed martial arts in a way almost nobody else has. Most UFC superstars attract hardcore fight fans. McGregor attracted everyone. People who had never watched a UFC event suddenly wanted to tune in whenever he competed. His personality, his confidence, his ability to sell a fight, combined with his spectacular performances inside the cage, created an atmosphere unlike anything the sport had experienced before.
Reflects both his drawing power and the UFC's reliance on proven pay-per-view figures during major events. Even after a prolonged absence, McGregor remains one of the few fighters capable of generating mainstream interest beyond the core MMA audience. From a competitive standpoint, the conversation around opponents highlights the UFC's balancing act between risk, entertainment, and legitimacy. Max Holloway has emerged as the leading candidate. A rematch between the two carries narrative value because their first encounter took place in 2013, when both fighters were at early stages of their careers. Since then, Holloway has developed into one of the most technically refined strikers in the sport, while McGregor reached peak global fame before stepping away from consistent competition.
That's why Rogan described McGregor's return as bananas. Not because it was unexpected, but because even after such a lengthy absence, the anticipation surrounding his comeback remains enormous. Very few athletes can disappear for years and immediately become the biggest story in combat sports the moment they announce another fight. Rogan also reflected on one of the defining performances of McGregor's career, his legendary victory over Jose Aldo.
People would consider Max Holloway a better striker and more durable than Charles Oliveira, but it did not look that way in that fight. And now I look at this matchup and I'm like, is Max really that much better than Conor McGregor? Can he really avoid getting stunned at some point in 2 rounds when it's happened to him in every single fucking fight for the past 2 years? Is it actually ridiculous to say Conor McGregor, with his specific skill set and the fact that, let's be fucking real here, Max Holloway's not going to go out there and chase takedowns against Conor McGregor? If anyone's going to get a takedown, it's more likely to be Conor McGregor based on their first fight. I don't really want to go there, but that is something you could mention, right? So let's look at this match realistically, right? Conor McGregor, what are his weaknesses? Calf kicks. When have we ever seen Max Holloway sting somebody, break them down with calf kicks? He's a lot more likely to throw body kicks and oblique kicks and head kicks, right? So take that away from the McGregor loss to Poirier that people will bring up, right? And even then, that third fight, that's not a loss. That's an injury. Okay, Poirier was winning the first round. We have no fucking idea what would have happened if he didn't break his leg. We don't actually know. Poirier probably would have won, but I could easily say the same thing about Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall, but we don't actually know, right? So I don't want to go there, right? I'm just talking about this matchup, right? Conor McGregor, better striker than Max Holloway, more power, more suited to be...
Looking back at that preparation, Rogan recalled the countless training clips showing McGregor studying Aldo's movements in remarkable detail. Rather than relying solely on natural talent, McGregor obsessively rehearsed the exact scenarios he believed would unfold inside the octagon. The famous left hand that ended the fight in just 13 seconds wasn't viewed by Rogan as pure luck. It was the product of preparation, timing, repetition, and complete confidence in the game plan. According to Rogan, Prime McGregor possessed some of the fastest and most accurate offensive striking the UFC had ever witnessed.
And we all expect Conor to come back. The same Conor that knocked out Jose Aldo. Boom. That's just a different Conor. That Conor was in it. That Conor was living it. He was training every day, trying to improve his mobility, trying to improve his speed, trying to improve everything. This is a different Conor. Max Holloway still training. We're going to see a vintage Max Holloway. I don't know if we're going to see a vintage.
Especially during the opening rounds. When fresh, explosive, and fully committed to his counter-striking style, McGregor became one of the most dangerous fighters in MMA history. Another aspect Rogan discussed was the enormous physical sacrifice McGregor endured while competing at featherweight. Watching old weigh-in footage, Rogan noted how completely exhausted McGregor often appeared before stepping onto the scale.
Good for everybody. It's good for the sport. It's great for the sport. It's like, that's what we need. We need more competition, more eyeballs on it. And unfortunately for the the people that are casuals, it has to be a name. It has to, like, this Conor McGregor fight in July is going to be fucking bananas. It's going to be bananas. I mean, people are going to go crazy for the return of Conor McGregor because he's a giant personality.
But don't expect the same thing.
How could
you
it
just
be?
can't.
He hasn't fought in 5 years,
That's
right?
exactly it.
It's been 5 years.
But that's the problem.
It might be more.
Because they're going to all expect that.
I think it is a little over 5. It's almost 6, I think.
It might be 6 at the time of the fight.
It might be.
I think it was July.
It's 5.
Making 145 pounds demanded an incredible toll on his body. Despite those brutal weight cuts, however, McGregor consistently entered the octagon capable of producing elite performances. His combination of size, precision, timing, and knockout power allowed him to dominate opponents even after putting himself through one of the toughest weight-cutting processes in the sport. Those experiences have become an important part of today's conversation as McGregor prepares to compete at a higher weight class. Many believe avoiding those severe cuts could allow a fresher and more explosive version of Conor to emerge. Another analyst leaning toward McGregor is Bedtime MMA, who believes the stylistic matchup against Max Holloway may actually favor the Irishman more than many expect.
It's like when Conor knocked out Jose Aldo. You ever see that shit? Where he was practicing that. He was like mimicking. No doubt.
But he was better than Conor overall. Because his wrestling
his career
defense,
was certainly better than Conor's.
way better.
But the thing about Conor is, in that first round particularly, he's so explosive and so quick.
Timing too.
Yes.
He comes in with the timing on fucking like dialed right in.
And that touch of death. He's got these big ass hands and he just fucking launches them at people. In that first round, he's one of the most dangerous guys alive.
For sure.
He's so good. And it's just, I wonder how he's going to come back with that leg break. Here it is. Here's him practicing. Like he's doing like how Aldo moves, and then he's doing how he moves. Bam!
According to his breakdown, Holloway's trademark volume, striking, and willingness to engage in extended exchanges could create exactly the type of opportunities McGregor has historically exploited. He specifically highlighted Conor's straight left hand, sharp uppercuts, and devastating body kicks as weapons capable of interrupting Holloway's rhythm before it ever fully develops. Bedtime MMA also pointed toward Holloway's tendency to move forward aggressively during combinations. While that pressure has overwhelmed countless opponents throughout his career, he believes it may also expose Holloway to the precise counter shots McGregor throws, better than almost anyone in the sport. His overall prediction was straightforward. The opening 8 to 10 minutes will likely determine everything. That's when McGregor is traditionally at his most explosive. His reactions are sharpest, his timing is fastest.
Weight cuts to at 45.
Oh my God, he looked like death. He was one of those guys when I would see him, that was the real weigh-ins. That wasn't the weigh-ins where guys were a ceremonial weigh-in, where they weighed in at 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, look at him at weigh-in. And that motherfucker looks like he's on death's door. And all that flexing and craziness, like your body is like, you could cramp up real bad at that point in
It's
time.
happened to me numerous times. You flex a little too hard after the weight cut.
Yeah, look at the difference. I mean, it's extraordinary. I mean, he's gaining a solid 20 plus pounds of water. So like just the amount of mental strength it took to get down to that 145, it was crazy. But at 145, he's so fucking big.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like there's a giant benefit to it, but man, the cost on your kidneys and your organs and
the chin.
And the chin.
The reflexes.
Oh, your head, you're just fucking but that was the IV days though too.
Yeah.
You could rehydrate.
4 banana bags to the face.
And his knockout power is at its absolute peak. If he lands cleanly during that early window, Bedtime MMA believes the entire fight could end instantly. If Holloway survives, however, the balance begins shifting. The deeper the contest goes, the more dangerous Holloway becomes. Ariel Helwani also entered the discussion after spending weeks predicting this rematch would eventually become official. According to Helwani, all signs consistently pointed toward Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway long before the announcement arrived. From his perspective, it simply made too much sense. Not only does it revisit one of the earliest chapters in both men's UFC careers, it also revives a rivalry dating all the way back to 2013. Helwani described the matchup as a perfect blend of nostalgia and championship-level intrigue, a legendary former champion attempting one of the greatest comebacks in UFC history, standing across from a veteran who has continued evolving while remaining among the very best fighters in the world. Regarding McGregor himself, Helwani remained cautiously optimistic. He believes Conor genuinely appears motivated, prepared, and fully committed to earning another opportunity at the top. At the same time, he acknowledged the unavoidable uncertainty surrounding such a lengthy absence from competition. No amount of training footage can completely answer the questions that only fight night can resolve. Tim Welch echoed many of those concerns while comparing the recent trajectories of both athletes. Unlike McGregor, Holloway has remained consistently active against elite competition, championship fights, former champions, top-ranked contenders. Year after year, Holloway has continued testing himself against the very best available opposition. According to Welch, that constant activity creates an enormous advantage. And it's one that could become increasingly important once the opening rounds begin to unfold. For Tim Welch, the biggest question isn't talent, it's activity. Throughout his breakdown, he repeatedly returned to one central theme: ring rust versus momentum. According to Welch, Max Holloway has spent the last several years doing exactly what elite fighters are supposed to do: staying active, competing against the very best, continuing to evolve every single time he enters the octagon. Meanwhile, McGregor has spent those same years away from competition, training, recovering, preparing, but never truly experiencing the unique pressure that only real fights can provide. Welch admitted he's genuinely excited to see McGregor return. Like millions of fans around the world, he understands just how significant this comeback is for the sport. Still, excitement doesn't erase uncertainty. He questioned also whether such as a lengthy absence could affect McGregor's timing, his reactions, and perhaps, most importantly, his durability under championship level pressure. Another point Welch highlighted was the betting market. Early odds placed Holloway as a clear favorite while McGregor entered the matchup as the underdog. Despite that, McGregor wasted little time doing what he's always done best, talking building anticipation and firing verbal shots toward his opponent. One particular line quickly gained attention: "I'm going to sun you." The message was classic McGregor, confident, provocative, designed to get under his opponent's skin. Holloway, however, wasn't interested in playing along. Rather than responding emotionally, he calmly dismissed the comments and made it clear that he had no intention of allowing McGregor's words to affect him. That exchange only intensified anticipation for the rematch. Welch also pointed toward another crucial factor: the weight class. Unlike their first meeting at featherweight, this contest takes place at 170 pounds. According to Welch, that changes the equation entirely. Returning after nearly 5 years away from competition is already an enormous challenge. Doing it immediately in a 5-round main event against one of the toughest, most durable, and most experienced fighters in MMA makes the task even more difficult. From Welch's perspective, this isn't the ideal comeback scenario. It's about as difficult as it could possibly be. Teddy Atlas offered a different angle when evaluating McGregor's chances. While acknowledging the obvious concerns surrounding inactivity, Atlas believes McGregor himself probably sees several reasons for optimism. The most significant one: size. At 170 pounds, Atlas expects Conor to enter the cage considerably larger and physically stronger than Holloway. Throughout his career, Max has earned praise for his toughness, his technical boxing, his volume, and his incredible durability. Raw physical strength has never been the defining characteristic of his game. Atlas believes McGregor may view that difference as an opportunity to offset the disadvantages created by his years away from competition. Yet, Atlas kept returning to one unavoidable question: what exactly does Conor McGregor still have left? Nobody doubts what he accomplished during his prime. The championships, the knockouts, the history. Those achievements are already secured forever. The uncertainty lies in the present. Unlike Holloway, McGregor hasn't consistently shown what version of himself remains inside the cage. Max continues proving it every year. He's stayed active, continued improving, faced elite competition, and consistently demonstrated that he still belongs among the sport's very best. That's why Atlas ultimately believes Holloway deserves to enter the fight as the favorite. Not because McGregor lacks talent, but because Holloway has continued earning that status inside the octagon while McGregor has been away from it. Atlas also pointed toward McGregor's lifestyle outside fighting as another variable impossible to ignore. Long layoffs, business ventures, media attention, and life away from competition naturally create questions that simply don't exist for an active fighter like Holloway. When everything is considered together, Atlas believes activity remains Holloway's greatest advantage. Still, no prediction feels completely safe. Because this isn't an ordinary comeback, it's Conor McGregor, a fighter who has spent more than a decade proving that impossible moments often become reality whenever he steps into the spotlight. That's exactly why this matchup has captured the attention of the entire combat sports world. On one side stands one of the biggest superstars the UFC has ever produced, a former 2-division champion whose left hand changed the course of MMA history. On the other stands one of the toughest competitors the sport has ever seen, a fighter who has never stopped evolving, never stopped competing, and never backed away from the biggest challenges available: power versus pressure, precision versus pace, experience versus activity, one comeback, one opportunity, and one fight capable of changing the future of an entire division. Some believe McGregor still possesses the timing and knockout power to shock the world one more time. Others believe Holloway's relentless pace, elite conditioning, and championship experience over 5 rounds will eventually overwhelm the returning superstar. Only one prediction can prove correct, and when the cage door finally closes, every question that's been debated for months will finally receive an answer. So what's your prediction? Does Conor McGregor complete one of the greatest comebacks in UFC history? Or does Max Holloway finally get his revenge and spoil the return of the Notorious? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more UFC news, fight analysis, and all the latest updates from the world of MMA.